So let me get out of the FitSwop world for a second here, because I was like putting all the things on for the new people that were coming in last minute. And great, we've got a lot of people that are talking about who they are. This is wonderful, so wonderful. Hello, everyone, and welcome to this webinar, this interactive webinar for how to set up shop, led by Janice, Master Trainer Janice Seffel, you see there, as well as myself, Stephanie Silber. I'm the CEO and founder of FitSwop.com. For those of you that were not on the interview yesterday with Denise and Bessie, as CEO of Muscle Mixes, I can give you just a quick synopsis of who we are and what we are and when we started this. So we started FitSwop approximately within the past year. So pre-COVID, we started this venture with FitSwop. My husband and I, he is the technical brainchild behind FitSwop, and I'm the fitness person behind FitSwop. So I am a certified group fitness instructor and personal trainer. And my husband is the technical, he's lead of the technical team. And so what reason that we started this out and wanted to create it was really more to give fitness professionals a means to make income online, not just through the means of direct time in our classes, right? Because we all know how hard it can be to make a living solely based on that. And so I had a friend who was a teacher who sold her lesson plans online and introduced me to the concept of selling lesson plans online, as well as other marketplaces. We have Etsy that sells handmade goods online, all different types of things. One thing that I forgot to mention, housekeeping, before we got started, is if you have the mute button, I can go ahead and actually mute everybody, and you won't be upset with me, I know, just because I hear some things coming through. So I'm going to switch to where we can get a mute. And if you, where is that at? I'm like, oh my gosh, there it is. I tell you, with Zoom, it's like, I use Zoom for all different types of things. So for this purpose, I'm going to mute you guys just for the purpose of our talk. And then I need to figure out, Janice, did you unmute yourself?
Yes.
Fantastic, because Janice is going to be helping me lead this talk today. So, so that's a little bit of a story about FitSwop. We designed and put this platform out there and really started to launch it, that soft launch, that beta launch, before COVID happened. We were in a trajectory to officially launch the marketplace on June, July was our estimated timeline that we were planning to launch the marketplace officially. And what I mean by that is that launching a marketplace requires sellers first. So just like when Amazon would have started, they didn't launch when they only had 3 books on the marketplace. They filled up the marketplace with good content and great sellers who onboarded, and then they launched the marketplace at a strategic time once they had acquired that many sellers and that many products. And we were doing a similar thing. We had reached out through several different channels through the industry and onboarded some wonderful, fantastic people who had opened their shops and got their shops up and started. And then COVID happened. And when COVID happened, we saw a need and partnered with a couple businesses to at least help those shop owners who already had shops, but also people who wanted to have shops, to be able to do this option that we'll be talking about today, which is being able to sell class passes to your classes and giving you the capability to host a class virtually and sell tickets to your event with a class pass kind of style within your own shop. And the hope says, I do want to have a little caveat there, is that you will notice that this platform is built for that, but it's also built for you to be able to sell other things beyond that under the realm of health and fitness, whether it be your choreography and your choreography designs. We have people selling courses and workshops and things like that. So there's just all kinds of ways for fitness professionals, I believe, to be able to sell online. So that's a little bit about FitSwop and a little bit about me. And I will pass it over to Janice to talk a little bit about her background, because she's kind of our, she's one of the sellers on FitSwop, and she has things up and going with her shop, and she'll tell you a little bit about her as well.
Well, I've been in the industry for a really long time. some of you may know me from Crunch Fitness, ESPN2, which was way back in the day with Fit TV and all of that. And then I have actually had the pleasure of traveling around the world teaching fitness professionals and providing the continuing education credits for your certifications through ACE and AFA and NASM, teaching for Idea Fit and all around the world. So I've been blessed to be a part of this amazing industry for a really long time, and it's exciting to be able to kind of adapt to what is going on. I know it's a scary time for all of us. It's a strange time to be in the fitness industry as things switched and changed over 24-hour period, and it's just like, oh my gosh, what do I do now? And so this platform is just a great tool so that you can continue to build your business, get up and running, and start teaching to your participants and then other people once they find you on the internet to be able to accommodate the fitness needs of all of your members that are now kind of at home not doing anything. So this is a great way to be able to sell tickets, have a shop where you can teach virtually, but then also record your virtual classes and then be able to sell them for passive income even after when we go back to work. And all of this is just going to be a new way of teaching, and personal training is in the virtual world. So I'm going to bring it back to Steph.
That sounds perfect. Thank you so much. Does anybody, before we go forward, I want to make sure, I'm going to get to the bottom of the chat here. Does anybody have any, oh, I think I already saw a question. Is there a way for someone to join the meeting without going through the FitSwop cart? Well, actually, technically, I didn't have it set up to go through any other way. At this being last minute, Rhonda, I probably could. What do you think, Janice? Like send the link. That wouldn't be out of my, I wouldn't mind that necessarily.
I mean, if they sign up through FitSwop, they immediately get the link and then they can join in.
She has customers asking. So like customers, Rhonda, is in like your muscle mix customers. I got you. Yeah. Muscle mix customers. I got it. Okay. I was like your I like your class participants want to join in on the FitSwop? No.
I'll respond to her.
Okay. Janice has got that. Thank you so much. It's so funny I apologize guys, in the last 10 minutes, it was like this swarm came in. And so I'm like scrambling to try to get all these people on. So I apologize. I'm unclear if this is a fit for me or not. Is it a B2B? Oh, what a great question, Heather. What a great question. So I'm going to say like there's two things here, and here's how I will answer that question. Pre-COVID, yes, Heather, this was our goal. Our vision for this platform was that it would be B2B with eventually growing to a B2C. And let me explain that for you. We wanted to start out B2B, and the main reason for that was because we felt like there's not a lot of B2B out there. I mean, technically Zumba is a B2B, so there obviously are some major things that are B2B out there, but there's not a lot. And there's not currently a capability for instance, Darcy to sell something to Tenley and have that as a platform. We saw that as an opportunity and a need for fitness professionals to be able to share inspiration with each other and be able to monetize that affordably, and have options for getting choreography ideas and inspiration for your classes and all these types of things, without having to pay a huge subscription model or anything like that. Like we wanted to give that power to more fitness professionals to do that, to be able to sell what was between their ears to another fitness professional. That is how FitSwop began, was as that, I like to call it TurnStep 2.0. Does anybody remember TurnStep? Okay. Like a million improvements to TurnStep, but TurnStep way back in the day at the beginning of the internet was an idea of being able to share choreography with each other. So B2B is business to business. So originally we thought that it was going to be FitPro, pay FitPro for resources and ideas. And our goal was, once we grew the platform and there was a lot of B2B happening, was that we would also provide a B2C option. And we would do that in the sense of hopefully giving fitness professionals the means to be able to share with their clients and their consumers. I love it, Barb. Yes, I am. Yes, but now COVID changed it, because all of a sudden we have to be able to reach our participants, right? We can't reach them virtually, and we needed to find a way to reach them. And so we kind of got shifted into that B2C, Heather, a little bit sooner than we anticipated. But I will tell you that I always said, even when I thought this was going to be primarily B2B, I always told the ones that inquired, these are your shops. So you open your shop, you know, that URL is yours. It's essentially like your URL with its, you know, like Janice says, fitswap.com/store/Janice Saffel. What she sells within her shop is really up to her. And who she markets that to is up to her. So for her, like right now, for her to sell her class passes to her typical clientele that would be taking it, you know, those classes from her at a local gym, she's putting classes on there to be able to sell to them. Now, will she also put a category in to have something that she might sell specifically to a fitness professional? Absolutely. Are her recorded classes something that she could sell to both consumers and to fitness professionals for ideas? Absolutely. And so I think it's one of those things that we're going to see evolve and grow. That's Heather says that makes sense. Great. So that's kind of where we started. Where we started was I saw how this existed in other industries, like the Teachers Pay Teachers is the one I always fall back on to use. But there's even Sermon Central is a website for priests and pastors I think it's pastors to sell their sermons to each other. Like, guys, this exists everywhere. It's really cool in niche marketplaces. And we just wanted to bring that to fitness. And we were hoping if we did that, if we got fitness professionals online, that we could make a little bit more money to take home. And who doesn't need that in the fitness space? Oh my gosh, right? Does that help answer questions so far before we get into the depth of today? I think we're good. Okay. So essentially what we were going to take through today is a walkthrough of the front end. I'm going to share my screen with you, and I do have to apologize with Zoom. Sometimes the screen sharing goes a little bit slow. So give me some feedback, and Janice, if something comes out, then we can, we can definitely kind of take it as it goes. But I'm going to minimize my chat here, Janice. You'll be answering some of the chats while I go through some of this. So I'm going to take you through what Janice is. I'm going to screen share with you and show you what Janice's shop looks like. And then Janice, I'm going to have her screen share. She's going to take you through the back end. And what we're going to do is I'm going to walk you through just kind of the pieces that you need to set up to get your shop set up and running. And I'll answer questions, but always know that even after this webinar, guys, you can reach out to me. I'm really here to support you. The thing to remember about anything, I mean, we've all learned this with Zoom recently, but when it's a new platform, when it's something new that you have not been on, whether it be a new software that you're learning to use or anything like that, it can be quite a learning curve. For me in the beginning, it was a learning curve. I'm the fitness person, okay? I'm not the tech person in this business. And so I joke with Janice, I would like tell my husband, who's the tech guy, I'd be like, I don't understand. I don't understand. And he would be like, oh, Janice would click here, and now I can whip through and open up a shop for somebody in 5 minutes. I can plug things in minutes. I can set up a product quickly. It's something that I had to learn though. And we want to be here for you definitely to help you learn that. So know that there might be a little bit of a struggle, but know that you can absolutely reach out to me at any time. I had a call with Hazel this morning, hopped on a call with Hazel. I had a call with Deanna yesterday and helped her. The people that need a little bit more assistance with things like pictures and logos, I can help you with that, okay? So I do have a question from Lisa. Can virtual classes be sold on the marketplace, be taught through any venue or just Zoom? So, really we have not locked down to Zoom. We do not have partnership at Zoom. We are reaching out to Zoom and in discussion with them about integrating into Zoom and offering discounts through Zoom, but we haven't done any of that yet. As of today, where it stands, you can do your virtual classes through your choice. And Janice, I'm going to let you pitch in on this question just from an instructor perspective, having doing this already. But you can go through anything of your choice. Zoom is just what it seems like is the most efficient for people and what people are generally are using, because I know there's definitely limitations of using, say for instance, Facebook Live. You can't have the interaction. Do you have anything to add to that, Janice?
Yeah, it just depends on the platform. Like YouTube Hangouts, you have the interaction where you can see the participant. You also have live stream from Venmo, uh, and I mean Venmo, and you've got all these different platforms, and you can definitely record and then insert it into your store to sell it after you teach that class. You can also just record from a camcorder a class, and you can pop that onto your FitSwop shop as well.
Yeah, yeah. So, I mean, lots of choices, really. I think right now, like we said, just a lot of people are utilizing Zoom, but I mean, if that is something that you don't want to use, or some people don't like it, or yeah, I like your option too of even just recording and bringing it up. One other disclaimer before we move on, because I don't know if we have a couple people on here that are a part of this or not. I do know that I just received word that is it Zen Studio? Nod for me, Elaine, if it's Zen Studio. Am I saying that right? Okay, because I do see your face up there. Zen Studio just released, Zumba just released today, I believe, or yesterday it might have been. Their Zen Studio option, Piloxing, I believe will also be doing something like that very soon, have not yet. So guys, here's the key that I really want you to know. If you are using something that is licensed, that is not technically yours, if you are streaming or wanting to teach a class that's Zumba Gold or Zumba or Piloxing or any of those things that are licensed, just please, please protect yourself and check in with what their policies are as far as streaming their workouts, because I know they tend to police those things really tightly. And so when FitSwap was developed, it was for you to sell your own content. It was not with the intent to sell or even provide anything that had anything to do with those associated license, because prior to COVID, Zumba would not let you do that, right? They wouldn't let you do that. And so right now, a lot of them have relaxed their licensing because of the current situation. But I know, I'm guessing, and Elaine, nod if you know this. I'm not Zumba certified, so I'm not sure 100%, but I'm guessing that because they opened their Zen Studio yesterday, they're expecting you to use their platform to stream their class content. She's nodding yes, so I don't know if she's just agreeing or if she knows that for sure. But that is what I understand. And I just encourage you to check on that, because they are pretty strict about that. I know Piloxing's in the works right now. If you're a Piloxing instructor, you can absolutely use our platform to sell class passes to yours. But as soon as they get theirs up, again, they're also probably going to expect you to use theirs. So you could use something for FitSwap for any of the content that's originally yours, and then use theirs for theirs. That might be a possibility, you know, so, because I'm assuming on their Zen Studio, they're expecting you to do just Zumba. So I had another question about music. And I am going to do my very, very best on this, but this is also why I've partnered with the wonderful Denise. So the way that I understand with music is that right now, where it stands, and pitch in on this, Denise, if it's different or if it's changed recently. BMI, ASCAP, those licensing agencies have lifted their typical licensure for right now. So utilizing your music on a live stream is okay. If you were to hit record right now, I believe the way that I understand it, you may be able to sell it right now, but as soon as those things are lifted, that's no longer something that you can sell. So I think right now everybody's kind of let their rules be lax, with the intent that when everything lifts, which hopefully is within these next 60 to 90 days, then all of the rules kind of go back to the way they were. And what that means is, if you've ever watched Pop Sugar or YouTube videos, you know you can't use just any music on video. You have to use royalty-free music on video, which is why Denise is giving it so darn cheap right now, guys. It's usually like $250. I know when Beachbody was doing their live stuff, they were paying like $450 a song. You know, it's very expensive to have it on the video. So you've got a $250 normally priced thing that's 20 bucks. And if you go through a FitSwop, you get an extra 20% off of that $20. It's like dirt cheap. So if you ever think that you're going to be recording this, which I hope you will, then know that that's available to you right now. And I think, let me see if I have any other questions. My class loved the muscle mixes, Tabata, how nice. When putting up videos, is there a time limit or file size limit of courses to be sold on FitSwap? So great question, Denise. So we have the capability to upload anything size-wise. It's just the difference is, and these are on our FAQs on our site, there's certain file sizes for you to be able to upload yourself. And then if it's over a certain size, it's just that our technical team has to upload it on the back end. So reach out to me personally and I can help you and assist you with getting that up. Is there a minimum activity we need to keep in? No, absolutely not. That happens if we're inactive. Monica, good question. It's your shop. It's your shop. So really what you do with it is, our terms of service is pretty simple in the sense that as a health and fitness professional, stay within your scope of practice. Don't put anything up that's not within your scope of practice. And if you do that, then you can feel trusted that it's your shop and we're not going to police it so heavily. What you put on there, how much you put on there versus what kind of things you put on there. That's what I love about this platform, guys. It gives you the capability to own your own shop on a platform. All the intellectual property is yours. The amount that you want to put up is yours. It's up to you, really. It's your shop. It's not something that you have to even, I've had a lot of people ask me questions and think they need to run things through me. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is not mine. It's yours. It's yours. That's what I love about this business model. I mean, think about an easy way to kind of think about it is if you're familiar with Etsy.com, people open their own shops and they sell their own handmade goods, whether it be jewelry or frames or anything like that. And they don't have to go through Etsy. It's their independent business that's just on that marketplace. And that's how, in a similar way, how this is working. It's your independent business, your independent shop on this marketplace. So what you do with it is there's really a lot of flexibility there because it's yours. I think I'm getting, doing pretty good with the questions here. Let's see, anything else? I'm scrolling down. ASCAP told me they are not licensed for YouTube videos. Oh, that's good. That's good to know. Yeah. So that's where, again, I feel like for the purposes of live streaming right now, a lot of those things are lifted. Like Janice, I don't know if you have royalty-free music you've been using on your classes or if it's just kind of been a mix of everything. But because it's live streamed, it's one thing. But when you go back to hitting the record, I really encourage you to use royalty-free music when you're hitting record, just for the sake of being able to sell that forever and not just now. And from my understanding from Denise is that the royalty-free music that you purchase from FitSwop, you will be able to use indefinitely, although I will do my good deed and check 100% with her to make sure that that is in as a matter of fact, accurate. Is your offering the technical side the ability? Okay, let me read this out loud. Is your app not offering the technical side, the ability for us to live stream or record from our own phones? Or do we have that all on? Okay, gotcha. Okay, Debbie. So basically what we have right now, what we have in place right now, Debbie, is that you can sell a ticket on our website. And what it offers you is a paywall. It's basically you can own a virtual studio on our site that sells tickets like class passes to your participants. Within those tickets, would you provide the information on where you would be streaming your classes? So I think to answer your question, Debbie, today we are not integrated with the Zoom. So it's not something that happens on our site. And there's good things about that and not so good things about that. The good thing about that is that there's a lot of different people using a lot of different ways to virtually stream their classes right now. This provides you the ability to use that and continue to use that, but have a ticket system with all of your money coming in on one place on your shop, and then to have a shop that you can also sell other things. So that's the benefit of FitSwop versus just doing it without, is that it gives you an actual studio storefront to be able to do it through. Cleans it up quite a bit, I think, if you have asked me. But that's kind of the current situation. We are are looking at Zoom integration and looking at putting that in, integrating that into the platform. We are looking at that as far as, and discounts for Zoom, but we're kind of weighing the options right now. Some people don't like Zoom. Zoom is really overwhelmed right now. So a lot of people are trying to integrate with Zoom, and Zoom is saying, hold on, we've got to list this line, you know, please hold for 10 hours. There's a really long customer service line. So that's kind of what we're looking at. I think all of us out there, going back to what I was saying before, have been kind of scrambling to come up with a solution for this, right? Because this is a weird thing happening in the world. FitSwop was designed originally to be where you uploaded a video and you uploaded content and it wasn't live streamed. So this has been like kind of a short-term solution that us and a couple of other businesses have put together to hopefully help you with this current crisis. Does that help answer your questions? This is becoming a Q&A, Janice, because we've got a million questions coming in, which is, it's okay. I'll take a couple more questions, and then guys, I'll try to take you through at least some of the logistics, and then we'll have some more time for questions at the end. There's an app question about your hosting Adobe above from Debbie. Email music questions to, oh, good. Okay, thank you, Denise.
And someone's asking about how does the participant sign a waiver before they complete their purchase?
Yes, I love the waiver question. Go ahead. You go ahead.
Yeah, and so how I did it on my shop is I put it in part of my policy, and that's how I have it on all of my different websites. And it's just a disclaimer, and it's just part of the shop policy, and it's just enter at your own risk, basically. There's nothing that they sign or sign off on as far as a waiver. So you just put it in your shop.
And I will say, yeah, and I will say I'm pulling something up from our legal team right now too. Yeah, I mean, for what we have right now today, it says any disclaimers you can put under the shop description, just as Janice said. You can also put disclaimers under event details is what they also recommended. This is new, Janice. This came in just around 2:40 from the legal team, because they felt like for the time being, if somebody, because you can think about it, if they buy that ticket and that disclaimer is on event details, and we'll take you through that here where you'll see it in just a little bit, then you can, you know, when they buy that ticket and they check out, they have bought the ticket that has the disclaimer on it, if that makes sense. It gives you that little bit of extra protection, but it also looks like they're going to be working on something for us, you know, as a more permanent solution, but that's where it stands today. As we said before, a lot of this is just really, we're kind of all in this together, aren't we? We're kind of all trying to figure this out together. And I think, you know, there's grace in that. There really is. So let's see, so we covered the waiver thing. What else can we sell in our store? So Melissa, let me answer that one real quick. We talked about that a little bit before. It's really anything that you think, whatever you have between your ears, I like to say. Denise gave me that one. Whatever you have between your ears is something that you could sell to another fitness professional or possibly your client. You can put within your shop. If it's under that umbrella of health and fitness. When I first started this, I thought it was going to be like, I'm going to take a class from Janice with a choreography sheet. She's going to tell me her music playlist, and I'm going to go teach a class, and I'm going to get inspiration for my classes from Janice, not just from these, you know, major conglomerates, right? And I loved that idea. But since we have opened the platform, I tell you guys, the stuff people bring is as individualized as the person. I have personal trainers that have turned into business coaches. I have one in particular, seller Michelle Blakely. She's phenomenal, and she sells business courses for personal trainers, like how to have a successful personal training business. I mean, who knew? I would never have thought that. People that have ebooks, that have created ebooks, have come on here. We're looking at integrating kind of a teachable type, you know, plug integration into the platform for you to be able to actually sell courses. But CECs, people that sell courses that are worth CECs are looking at coming on here. The choreography designs and the program designs, we talked about that. That's an option there for you. There's just, the sky's really the limit, guys. I think there's just so much that you could sell of what's between between your ears. So hopefully that helps. Okay, I'm going to take one more question, and then I promise we need to get into our other stuff. Although another question just came through. If I sell recorded YouTube videos on FitSwop and someone buys, is that for a one-time use, or can they download, take the class several times? So we have our classes. It depends on if you do it as an event or as a pre-recorded. If you do it as a pre-recorded, the way that works is that they pay for it, they download, they have it on their computer, so they can do it as many times as they want. If you sell it as an event, and that's more live streamed, then they take it, they get a ticket, they take your class. So there's kind of those two differentiations, is how that works. And then how will this be marketed? Ooh, I do want to also talk about the pay thing, because I remember somebody asked that question up at the top. So the way that we do this, and we didn't make this up, this is how a lot of online marketplaces work, is you give us you put a PayPal account in your shop when you set it up. And Janice, we can even show through where that is once we go through. The PayPal account is that's how we pay you, is through your PayPal account. That's so we don't have to have your bank information. It's not messy, it's nice and clean. And this is how most marketplaces do it. And so at the end of the month, you'll be able to see your sales report. You'll be able to see all your numbers. You'll see, oh, somebody purchased this class, somebody bought this. You'll be able to see all those figures, but at the end of the month is when it dumps into your PayPal account, the amount. How will this be marketed? Okay, Debbie. So our goal, we've started a little bit here, but up until the date, because we had planned to launch in June, July. Oh, here we are, post-COVID, is that we have a system in place for when we launched the marketplace that we were going to put into marketing. And we had a company that we were contracting through to do that. So there was things that were going to be marketed on that side. One of the great things about marketing is when you're all in a community together, and when you're all in a place together, kind of like Etsy and Amazon and those types of things, they don't have to put out like too terribly. It's different. It's not like they have to say, come look at me, because so many people are there. A lot of traffic naturally comes. That's why marketplaces work. We do have partnerships and working with in congruence with AFA, NASM, ACE, and we specifically, they have known about this from its inception, and helping us to get connected to those newly certified fitness professionals, because that's one of the things that it's near and dear to my heart, is figuring out a way to get those newly certified fitness professionals good content, right? That they can have for when they get out and get started. So there's that piece also. And if you're a premium member, which right now with the COVID, the Muscle Mixes promotion, we're doing free premium memberships for our sellers that come on. The extra kind of neat thing about that is your spotlit in both our blog, our newsletters, our promotions that go out, but also through Muscle Mixes. And we're looking at doing that. We're working together with Denise on a way for her to be able to pitch out an email possibly once a week, in which there will be like, here's the schedule for the week of instructors and classes and what we're doing on FitSwop, so that you can kind of get through that email channel as well. We have a lot of companies that we're partnering with, which is really, really exciting. We have a lot of companies that we're working with and talking with who have different leveraged email lists to get this out. So that's really nice. Could you explain how to set up your store? I would love to. I would love to. Let's see if we can, at this point, take it over to, and I'll try to get to those questions a little bit later. And of course, guys, always know that my email and info@FitSwop, and as well as my email, will be great for you guys. Sorry, look at this. Okay. Will be great for you guys to be able to reach out to me, even for the stuff that I don't answer here. Okay. So let me get a little bit on here. I got to move all the people out of my screen. Hopefully you can see my screen and it's working okay. So here is Janice's shop, okay? This is the front end. This is what it looks like to anybody that wants to take her class or anybody that wants to buy content from her. You'll see at the top here, this is her, what we call store slug. Before I was into a tech company, I had no idea that that's what that was called, a store slug. There you go. But that is the URL that is unique to Janice and that Janice can share with her participants that take her classes. And so they save that as a bookmark on her, on their Internet Explorer, whatever it might be that they use. They save that as a bookmark. They will have a unique link that goes straight to Janice's shop, and they'll never have to necessarily go anywhere else on FitSwop. They can just go there. But if I scroll down here, you'll see her banner here This is the banner. Right here is her logo. She has some specific certification badges here. These are her links to her social media pages. And there are, I mean, there's Snapchat, Google Plus, Pinterest, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, all of them are on there, but these are the ones unique that Janice used. The inquiry here, a lot of you were able to use this on my FitSwop FYI shop that I have set up. If you hit that inquiry tab, and if somebody had a question and they just type it in there, it shoots straight to your email, to your notification. If I scroll down here, these are the products that Janice has set up right now. These are her classes. And so we'll talk about it a little bit more at the end of today, but for you guys wanting to see how this looks, this one tomorrow, I've been attending Janice's classes and it's been like so amazing. I love you, Janice. And I'm not even lying. I'm not even making that up. It's been so great. It's been so great to take a virtual class and be able to interact and be part of a class. But this is Janice's total body shredder that she's going to be doing tomorrow. And then this is the one I think you've got on Tuesday. So these are her too. Now what Janice has done is once she gets that set up as a product and a class event, like that's like a class pass there, when April 11th passes tomorrow, all Janice has really got to do is go in there, change the date, and republish it for the next date. So what I am encouraging people, and we are looking at membership options and subscription options, but you know, this is something that we officially, the class pass thing launched very recently. So that's a growth strategy we're going to be working on. But for right now, what we need you to do is at the end of the week, go in, change your dates for the next week. You only should have to create the products for your classes one time. It would be just a matter of going in and changing those dates for the next week's classes is how you would want to do that. Okay. And making sure that once that date passes that you just click it off. Okay. So if I go up here, I'll show you these little tabs right here. We have, you know, this is for if Janice writes any articles or blogs. Some people might want to do that. Some people might not. If I click on the about, that's going to show me everything that Janice put in about her shop description. And so if we scroll down on that, and I apologize, the screen share sometimes on Zoom goes a little bit slow, but you'll see how this is about Janice, right? This is her information. And then she went ahead and threw that disclaimer down there. And so I even tried this before for our people, pitch in Janice what you think, but for our people who don't have a disclaimer, right? How many of us had a disclaimer before COVID? I don't know, like these are new things to all of us, right? So we don't know have a disclaimer previous to COVID, but from what I understand, it's relatively easy to go online and get one of these waivers. Now, I will say at FitSwop, we aren't allowed to provide legal counsel to you guys, right? I feel like I have to say that we can't provide legal counsel to you guys. Once we have if we had Zoom integration or you were taking the classes on our website, that would change things. But right now, because you're going through, say, Zoom, it's off our platform. We're really just buying the ticketed events on our platform. So it's something that you'll want to have a waiver to create yourself, but we know that we are looking at getting an integration option for you. But as of today, this is how we're doing it. Put that participant release waiver of liability on your shop description, and also put it on the event details, which I'll show you in a minute. And I saw we had a couple questions, Janice. Are you on that?
Yeah, someone asked, how do you create a beautiful the web pages and photos? And I said,
yes.
You go to canva.com and it's super easy to create graphics. So that's how a lot of people do graphics for their Insta account and Facebook account.
Yes.
And it's super, super easy. And Steph is actually helping people.
I am. And I love that part. I love that part because we get on the phone and we get to talk and we're doing a Zoom and I get to know you. And I am so more than happy to help people as they need it with that, because using Canva has become one of my loves. So once you get in there and you get used to creating images, it gets really fun. The FAQs that we have tells you the banner description, like what the sizes are, but I'll also show you another place once we get in. So I think at this point, Janice, what I might do is I'm going to stop share on my side. And I think I have it set up to where you have the capability on your side to share screen, but let me know if you do. Worst case scenario, I can take them through on my side, but
all right.
Let's take a look and see if we can take a look on Janice's side and see what she's got. Because she's going to show you the back end of her shop and then I can kind of walk you through it.
I'm not sure. I think you have to
Okay, let me see if
hit a
I've got it.
button.
I thought I hit a button, but let me make sure that my button is hit. Oh, let's see. Hold on just a second. There are so many buttons. Can I just say that? There are so many. Aha, maybe there. See if that works. I put it on advanced sharing option. It says who can share. It's set on all participants. So should have capability, but if for some reason you don't,
Let me see.
I can always take through on my side. This is a moment of silence if anyone has a question. Nope. Okay. Oh, where does she? I saw a question. Yes, I do see your screen. And just guys, so you know about the vendor badges, I did see a question about the vendor badges. Happy to answer that. I do that. I certify. I make sure that you have I go through US reps either or through the certifying agency just to make sure you have that, and then I add it to your shop. And so if for some reason I haven't, let me know. But that's how I usually do that. We add those vendor badges for you.
All right.
So it's one less thing you have to do. So go ahead, Janet. Sorry.
Going back to my home page. So these graphics, it tells you and we'll go through that, it tells you what size you need and all of that, but they can all be created in Canva, and it is free to create graphics in Canva, and it's super, super easy. They even have templates that you can use and just pluck out and use their templates for any of these creations. And for like these type of graphics, they don't have to be fancy. It could just be a square color, and it could just say Extreme Tabata. And it could just be super, super simple. So don't think that you have to have like all the bells and whistles to get your shop started. Just make it as simple as you can. And then just to show you again, I know you guys bought your ticket for your FitSwop meeting today, but I'll just show you what tomorrow's ticket looks like to purchase. You just go in here, you're going to be entering this information into the product, the details, the date, and then there's more details down here. Even the event details will show the customer more information. And then you've got your store policies that you have already inserted once you set up your shop. And so it's pretty intuitive. So I'm going to show you the actual back end. I had it open.
That's okay. If you click on your name in the top right, we call this a gravatar. Yes, store manager is where you're going to live in a lot of ways. So there's a lot of drop downs there, but store manager is where. Did you want to talk them through it, or do you want me to, Janice?
You can talk it through, and I'll just click wherever you want me to click.
Okay. And Ellen, real quick, the question. So Janice, you can go ahead and click over to the store manager. And Ellen, real quick, I want to answer your question. So we are going to do some promotions on our side as far as through Muscle Mixes, as far as putting your classes out through there, as well as on our platform and through our marketing. But for your local crew, for people that we're taking your classes at your gyms before COVID, those people, you would have those contacts, and you'd be reaching out to those contacts if you have them. So Janice, like when I took her class this morning, I was a Fit Pro on there taking her class, but there was also her local crew that usually takes her classes from her there in Miami, and she has reached out to those people. She has let them know that she's on there. Hopefully that answers your question. So I will tell you, because Janice and I have talked about this whole 66% complete at the top, probably it drives Janice crazy. Because she's really got her shop set up how she wants it, and it's complete in Janice's mind. But according to the shop setup wizard, not all of the blanks are filled in. So I put in a ticket with the tech guys of like, does it have to be like that really? But that's kind of what it is. Even if it says 66% complete, maybe you left shipping policy empty because you're not shipping anything. Well, that's going to take from your percent complete, if that makes sense. So Janice, let's kind of scroll down through here. And I don't know, we'll kind of take it as we go, but I think I'll talk through it. If there's anything, hold up a hand, like a visual to me, so I know to be quiet, and you can pitch in things that you've thought or that you've added.
Okay.
I know you're circling settings on the left-hand side.
Yeah, because we went into the dashboard of your store, how you're going to set up your store. And so you're going to see all these different little buttons and they all have different things, but the first thing you want to do is set up your store. So you're going to go to settings right down here. And then you're going to see all of these buttons down along the side, and you're just going to go one by one by one and complete each page. So the first one is setting up the information for your store, and it's pretty easy to do. What is your store name going to be? Are you going to use just your name, or do you have a company name that you want to put in there and that's how people know you by? The store, like she said, the store slug, that's just basically where the name is hyphenated, and that's for the search engine and for your address up at the top. Then your store email, how are people going to contact you? And store phone number if you want people to be able to text you or call you. I left mine blank because every person contacts me via email. So I keep it super simple like that.
Yeah, so that store email, that's if they hit that inquiry button, guys. That's what it would go to, just so you guys know. Okay.
Yeah. Then we go into your branding and what do you want your brand to look like? And again, this can all be done through Canva for free so that you can set up your shop and keep it simple. If you're not a graphic designer, keep it simple and to the point. Use colors, type in just block letters, and it'll be, worth it for your people to find you. So your store logo, that can just be the picture of you. So you don't have to even come up with your own store logo. Again, keep it simple.
Yeah.
Store banner type. Now this is where it can get a little tricky. If you're really fancy, you can have a slider banner, like I'm sure you guys have seen on multiple websites where the banner, flips from graphic to graphic, or you can actually add a video in that top banner. And what I'm talking about on the top banner is your store banner, this picture right here. So it could be a video, it could also slide, and you can have multiple pictures. But again, I kept it simple, easy, to the point.
Yeah.
All
and
right.
real quick, Janice, if I can plug in here those little question marks, can you hover over that mobile banner question mark for them? See that, guys? That tells you the specifics so that when you went into Canva, you would hit the logo or the icon that says custom dimensions, and you would type that number in, 1650 by 315, boom, it would take you right to that size. Okay, if we have time, I can show that, but if not, we'll do other webinars about that as well. But
then you have your mobile banner, and this could just be your logo. If you do have a logo, you could just do that, or you could just, again, take your picture and just plug it in there. So again, keep it simple. Like if you're learning this for the first time, it's better just to stay simple, get your shop up and running. Once you start making money and all of that with your shop, then you can go in with more bells and whistles if you want more graphics. You just leave that. Store list banner, this is how people find you. Again, it's the same image, keep it simple. Now this is your shop description, and this is where about is going to come in. So I just want to take you back here so you can see this is where your about information goes. This is where I put the waiver in. So this is where all of this goes. And you can make it bigger just so that you can see everything. And then I put my little waiver and disclaimer right in my shop description so everybody can read it right off the bat. Then if you scroll down, you have store visibility set up, and you just leave this alone. You just leave it to what it's already set for, and then you're going to hit save. And that's going to get you to this point where you have this page and you have your about. So any questions so far on that? Okay, I will continue. Location. So we're going down now to the next button. Location. If you have a physical location, which eventually you might, if you're teaching at a facility that's currently closed, or you own a gym, you can actually put that store address right here. Okay? If you don't have a physical address, leave it blank. Okay? And then the store location, the map would be able to come up if you actually have a store location, and then you hit save. So all of mine was blank because I don't have a physical store. Payment. So this is the payment option, and I'm not going to click on it because I have my private information in there, but you click on it and all it says is there's one button that says PayPal, and you enter your PayPal address. That's it. Super simple. That's how you actually get paid for all of your sales. Okay, so you click that, super simple. Next one is shipping. And shipping, I have not clicked on shipping because all of my products are digital. So I'm not selling physical DVDs. All of my DVDs and VHSs that I used to sell have all been converted into digital products. And so all of my products are digital. So I don't even have to worry about shipping. But let's just say you do have physical products, then you would be clicking into this and you would be able to fill all of that out. Okay, here's where it gets into your nitty-gritty of your store policies. So shipping policy. Again, I don't ship any physical goods, so I don't have any shipping policies because it is all digital products. Here is my refund policy. All I did was copy FitSwop's policy and I stuck it in there. Why reinvent the wheel when they already came up with their own stuff? Then we move on to cancellation, return, and exchange policy. This all comes up in different areas of your site. I copy and pasted this, and I put it there to keep it again. Super, super simple. You scroll down, you save. Okay? Hopefully I'm not going too fast. Thumbs up. Are we doing okay with everybody? Yes? Okay, good. All right, next one is your customer support. And this is where you can enter
I took it off video while I tried to figure this out.
Are you there, Steph?
Yeah.
Okay, no worries. We're on customer service.
We were trying to figure out how to extend the Zoom meeting, guys. We're about 3 minutes from our time. And I just don't want it to cut everybody off. We went way past with answering questions. So I didn't want it to cut anybody off. So I went to the tech guy's office and said, "Hey, tech guy."
Good.
So I'm here. I am here. What was the question?
No, we didn't. I was just updating you. So we're on customer support. So this is where you're going to put in your information on how a customer can actually contact you. And so if you want them to be able to contact you via phone, you're going to put your phone in there. Like I said, all of my inquiries are through my email address. And so I don't fill out any of that. And then you scroll down and you hit save. And this is where this button starts to change. So it'll start completing. But again, if you're only at 66% complete and you think your store's ready, then you go for it. That's what I did. Store hours is our next little button. So I don't have store hours. So I didn't fill out any of this. If you do have store hours or gym hours, you're going to want to fill this out. Super easy to do. So I just went ahead and saved, clicked it all empty. Next one, vacation mode. This probably won't make a difference unless you are shipping actual product. If you go on vacation, you're out of the country, and an order comes through and nobody's there to ship it, this is a way to help monitor that if you're not home to be able to ship a product physically. But because we're in the virtual world now, most of the product's digital, so it's an automatic load to the customer. So that's how you set up your store. Do we have any questions on that before I go to setting up a product? Are we good? Thumbs up? Yes? Okay, perfect. Moving
And guys,
on.
if for some reason it clicks off, we will reopen the page for you. If for some reason it clicks off, because we did
Okay.
only have this scheduled for an hour, we would just reopen it and sign in for the next hour. So just wanted to let you guys know that.
Okay.
So keep going, Janice, and if for some reason it clicks off, we'll just reopen it.
Okay, perfect. All right, so now's the best part, setting up your product. We want to set up an event to one of our live classes. So we're going to go over here where it says products, okay? Then you're going to click on your product. And then it's going to come up, it's going to populate, and you're going to be able to see the two products that I actually have in my shop. And what we would do is go to add new, and what we're going to do is I'm going to go into this one and I'm going to show you how I set it up. So I'm going to go here with these little toggles and I'm going to edit this course so you can see how it was set up. All right, so this is where you actually get to choose, is this a virtual product or is this a downloadable product? Okay, so right now I have all of my products as virtual because these are live Zoom classes. So I'm going to put in the name of the class. Now, if you wanted to include your name in the name of the class, you could always do that. So I could just put Janice Saffel Live Total Body Shredder. But I kept it simple, just the name of the course. Then I created the price. And what I'm doing right now, because I know a lot of people are financially strapped, I'm keeping my pricing so it's very easy for somebody to take class. So that's why my price is there. Now, if you have something that you're going to put on sale, that's what this would be for. So right now, none of my product is on sale, and then you would click the schedule for how long you want that sale to go on. So that's just one way to put a product on sale. The next one is your product picture. And again, like I said, keep it simple. If you want to do like a blue background and then just type the words total body in it, keep it simple. It doesn't have to be fancy. And then you just plug it in there. And this is how you just click on it. And then it's going to take you to your gallery, or you're going to upload files directly from your computer. So that's how you get these pictures in here. Okay, so that's that. Now, this is where we come into our description. The short description, I'll show you what that looks like on the product. Because I don't know about you, but I'm very visual. I have to see what it looks like, where it's placed, so I understand where this information is going. So this short description right here that we're going to enter this information is this information right here. It's right below the $5. So that is your short description. When you scroll down the page, this is going to be considered more of a longer description. Again, I kept it simple. I cut and paste. Okay, so this is basically the same exact information. I just copied the short description and put it into the product description. Now over here you have categories, and this one is pretty self-explanatory. Categories. What are you teaching? What are you selling? So I'm selling group fitness and virtual fitness. If you're a personal trainer and you're coaching somebody, you're going to want to put it under personal training. So that's where you would put that. And then you would also select virtual fitness.
And also just a little caveat, sorry, Janice, didn't mean to interrupt. Know that we're adding those as we go. So some of these tags that you're seeing below, we're going to be adding those to the categories as we go.
Okay, great. So these are tags just like you do on Facebook and Instagram. That's how people can find you, and that's how you come up in different search engines, okay? So this down here, again, keep it simple. Unless you're selling physical product, you can keep this empty. Once you start selling physical products, then you can get back with Steph and she can tell you how to work that. And then what we're going to do now is at the bottom here, you see 3 buttons. You can view what you just did. Draft means save. You're going to save what you just put in there. Submit means that you're going to submit this product for review, and it doesn't take that long for it to be approved. Steph, her team, they look through it to make sure that you don't have anything missing up here that's going to jeopardize the sale of your product. So you want to make sure that you have all the information in there. So to save it, you're going to hit draft, and then you're going to submit for approval. Okay? View would just be going back up and seeing what that actual product looked like. All right, moving on. Attributes. Okay, so again, this is super simple. You do this one first, and then you move on to the next one.
And I think for most of these at the bottom, like, you don't use a lot of these, do you, Janice? You really just use the event for the most part.
So I didn't fill out that.
That's just if you want to add like specifics, but you don't have to do any of these things.
Right. And I left linked blank so that we could do this together. So linked means upsells or cross sells. So if you have multiple products in your store, you can now upsell when somebody buys the product. In the email that they get or on their ticket, it's going to say you may be interested in this other course. So it's a great marketing tool that you don't have to do anything to. You just select. So upsell are products which you recommend instead of the current ones that are viewed on the bottom of the page. So I can select 3 characters. Okay.
It'd be like if you have like a $10 product that you want to upsell.
Got it.
Something that's a little bit more expensive. Cross sells means it's the same price. So she's got a $5 Tabata and a $5 total body shredder. She's going to put her total body shredder in cross sell because it's the same price.
Yeah. Okay. Next one, we're going to go down to event. This is the most important one, is actually setting up your event so that people can now purchase and know what time your class is. So, event setup. Is this product an event? Yes. Or you can say no because it's not a physical event. Start date. You add that. So my class tomorrow is on Saturday. Start time, 9 o'clock a.m. End time, 10 a.m. The venue, Janice Apple Live, because I'm on Zoom, so I don't even have to put in coordinates or Google or directions or anything like that. But down the road, once you open back up your gym or you're doing boot camps or whatever, you can now enter this information and then people know where to meet you for your boot camps if you're going to be doing, live classes community, like that. But this is all virtual.
Yeah.
Email. You're going to leave this defaulted. Ticket logo. I took that same image I used in my store and I put it in there. Ticket header image is your class image. So again, it could be just a colored background with the words total body on it, and that's where that image is going to go. You leave the ticket, you leave that all blank. And then this is the information that you received on the ticket when you bought into coming to this Zoom course. And so this is the information that you're going to plug in because this goes on your ticket that was emailed to you. Whoops. It just took me, I don't know what happened.
Yeah, I think we clicked on it. It's okay. We clicked on something. There it is.
We clicked on something.
And we do have some templates. It's a great question, Monica. I will answer that here shortly. At the top under event venue, I believe there should be. Yes, there is. But I also recommend you put the time specifics, like see right there, Janice put 9 to 10 a.m. EST, that you put that there as well. But scroll up for me because that actually makes me question. I'm pretty sure there's an EST option. I'm trying, it's funny, I've created a million events. I'm like, did I automatically plug that in? I don't even know. Scroll to where the event details are, 9 to 10 a.m. So it looks like it has it. I'm going to write a note to myself, Monica, and ask our tech guy how specifically that works. But I'm pretty sure what it does is you'll have to put in the event details, the EST, CT, PT, but I'll ask him if that's something that he can add to those start times right there.
Good question.
Yeah.
So again, this is all the ticket information that you were emailed that from FitSwop that told you about the details of the event, the day, the time, the name of the course, and then the location. It's a live Zoom class.
But I think you've got it right now, Janice, where you send them the Zoom information in a different email right now is how you kind of have it set up. But I usually put, like you guys saw for the ticket that you got for today's webinar, I put it in that ticket text, and I put it in what she's going to show you next, the thank you page text. I just literally copied that URL for the Zoom meeting ID and the password, and I plugged it in there is what I did.
And I did the same.
Oh, you did do that. Okay.
Yeah. So
yeah,
it's like all in here. So this is the thank you page that you'll see. So I said, thank you for registering. Please save this link. That's really, really important, because if not, then you don't know where to go for your class after you bought it. So you want to make sure that you always save that link to enter the class. And then this is just the Zoom meeting information, and this is what Zoom actually sends you when you set up a meeting. So I just cut and pasted it in there. So that's nothing that you have to come up with. So this is all part of Zoom. Then you have the event details tab, and you just put in, this is the stuff that was at the bottom of your ticket, the date, the time, the location. And so that's all of that information. Now, the rest of the information on this page, which is so cool, you don't have to do anything. So the only thing that you have to fill out in your event setup is the date, the time, put in your logo information, text, the ticket text, your thank you page.
Oh, Molly, that's a great question. She asked, do you have any Zoom tips? I'm going to be sending out something to you today after this webinar's done. Everybody's going to get a PDF article from me for some Zoom tips that I stole from Janice's classes. But I watched how Janice did it, and I took notes, and I put it in a PDF file that I'm going to send it to you. But I really highly recommend take her class tomorrow. See how she does it, because she takes you through. It's just it helped me to visually see an instructor go through it. She went through the housekeeping items at the beginning. She locked the meeting down. Like, she did all these series of things, and it was helpful for me. So hopefully that answers your question.
Yeah, if anybody wants to sign up for tomorrow's class, you will be able to see how the whole process works from a participant's point of view. So from purchasing the ticket to what information is on the ticket, how you enter a Zoom, that you enter into the waiting room, and then what happens once you enter and you're ready to go for class. How do I do it? What do I do? What do I tell my participants? You can just take my class, and I'm going to go through all of that, and you'll get to experience what your members and clients will go through when they take your class. Now, going back to this event detail tab, you just put in the date, time, location, and then all the rest of this, ticket border, calendar. Well, I do want to go over this calendar thing, because I thought
we're fixing it. So
okay, so we don't have to talk about that.
Yeah,
okay.
we had a little bit of people's preference on how they wanted it. Some people didn't want, so I can share with you guys the current situation, but know that we're kind of working on a better solution for this. Some people didn't necessarily want their classes up on the calendar, and that's why we have it where it's grayed out right now, to show up on the FitSwop virtual fitness event calendar. If you want your class to show up, then you do have to right now hit select color and clear it out. because what this FFFFF, see that FFF right there, that has it grayed out. We have it defaulted to where it's grayed out on our virtual fitness event calendar. And we do that just for you. It's just so that it doesn't show up unless you want it to. If you want it to show up on the main page calendar, then you hit clear there. Okay.
So
And
now
then
this class will show up
show up.
in
Once you save it, it'll show
right
up
here
yes,
in the virtual fitness events.
on that calendar. Yeah.
And it's right here.
Yeah.
And so that's another way of other people being able to find your courses and classes if you want it to be part of the FitSwop schedule.
Yeah.
Then the rest of this, guess what? It's already defaulted. You don't have to even look at it. You don't have to read it. You just keep scrolling, 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 and you hit draft to save. Okay? So that's how you set that meeting up. Now we're just going to scroll back up and find this little square again. Again, we're going in order. Next part is the product policies. And again, it should just populate what you already put into your store as your policies. But the cool thing is it's available here because let's just say for this product, it's an actual DVD. So then I would have to change the shipping policy on this particular product. Okay, but it's still digital, so I don't have to change anything. It's already in there, which is awesome. Cancellation, it's the same thing that we just entered into the store setting information, and then you hit draft and save. Then we come up to the advanced, and again, we don't have to do anything on this particular page. So once we have everything entered, you're going to hit submit, and then your product will be approved by FitSwop, and they're going to go through and make sure that you didn't leave anything out on your product. So it's really kind of cool because it's kind of a safeguard, because you know, if you're not used to doing this type of back end of a website, it's really great that someone else has your back and they're going to look through and make sure that you're not missing anything on your product, so that there is a smooth transition for your customers to be able to purchase. And that's how you set up your store and your product. So I'm sure you're asking Steph a bunch of questions.
Yeah, one thing I do want to bring up to your attention too, on the left-hand side when you scroll down for tickets, and you don't have to click on it now because I do want to give some Q&A, but just know that that is the place. If you scrolled on tickets, that's the place where you can get the list of the people who have actually bought the product as well. So that's something that's relatively new. So yeah, if you want to stop screen share, Janice, and we can go over back to mine for just a moment. And I can kind of even just show you. Does anybody have any questions while we are doing that? Let me see if I can bring up the chat, because I know there were some, and I know Debbie said Zoom is the easy part. The sound, videoing, quality, technical part is tough. I agree. I mean, Janice, would you? The good thing about this growing community is we're kind of all in that sticky spot together. So as Janice and I know Barb have been beating their heads against the wall trying to figure out the mic, and they're trying to use a mic. I know that Barb. I know she had some good luck in getting the mic.
Yeah, it is really cool once you get it working, and it should work seamlessly. There is a way to hook a mic and run your music directly through your computer, where your participants hear the music and they hear you, and it sounds professional. What you need is a USB mic. You can't use a mic that goes into the earplug of your computer, because then you won't be able to hear anything. But there are a couple settings in Zoom that you need to go through in order for all of that to work. It's not that difficult if your computer cooperates with you, but sometimes it doesn't want to cooperate with you, and it'll take a little longer. But we are here to help you guys with all of that, and I know that Steph's probably going to be doing a video on that, so that you guys know how to do it, because it does make a difference if you have that professional sound coming through to your participants. But if you take my class tomorrow, I have not been using my mic or the music directly through the platform, but you can still hear me and you can still hear the music. And we are working through that.
As a participant, I will tell you, I think it sounds great. And I've noticed all of the people that are taking your classes, Janice, they think it's great. They think it's absolutely
they're
great.
They're just happy to be
to
moving
see you.
and to, to have some joy in their life for the day. And it's really their highlight of the day. The messages that I get after class
is awesome.
Is awesome.
It is awesome. It is awesome. It made me feel like I was connected. I mean, it was just really, it was really amazing. I know Lena asked, is that really you in the pictures, Janice? Your banners and your logos. I love it.
It is. I have a great makeup artist, hair person, and a great photographer, and it makes all the world of difference.
It makes all the difference in the world. So Hazel asked, how do you save the Zoom links, or am I just missing the email, which is the ticket for the class? And let me make sure that I understand your question, Hazel. I think, have you used Zoom for a class or to start something, a webinar or anything yet? Have you utilized it? Lena said your pictures look great, Janice.
Oh, thank you.
Because I think from what I understand, maybe for the class tomorrow, you should have received an email that very similar to the one that you got today. But if for some reason you didn't, let me know. Let's see. And then let me I know we've gone a little bit over, guys. So we're going to wrap it up pretty soon, at least this one today, but know that I'm going to be doing more of these, and we're going to be doing them about different topics and different things that you might need for assistance. We'll be doing those pretty regularly. My FitSwop FYI shop will be open. And there's also, my email to be able to reach me, and I can direct questions as I need to any of them. Let me see. Okay. Let's take a look. I will take a look at that for you, Hazel, and make sure. Is there any cost for us to sign up to use as instructors? There is no cost to Debbie. Let me answer your question first. There is no cost, and that's one of the things that I think is really helpful about this platform. Contrary to other platforms that are trying to sell you, there's a lot of people out there probably trying to sell you websites or trying to sell you to go on this platform or that platform where there might be an overhead cost. That is not how we operate. How we operate is that it costs you absolutely nothing to open a shop. It costs you absolutely nothing until that point in time. I will post my email, Lena. And
that is huge, because platforms are very, very expensive, monthly or yearly. And so to have a platform like FitSwop where you can have your own shop, like a fitness Etsy shop, and you don't have to pay anything for it, that is huge. That is, I mean, it's just amazing. And that's why I really, really love her platform.
I'm a Fit Pro myself, guys. So when we designed this, we wanted two things. We wanted fitness professionals to be able to make money online, and we wanted most of the profit to always come home to you. And so in designing that, that's the reason that we have no listing fees. Like some of the platforms have listing fees. I know, like Amazon, Etsy, all those places, they have listing fees, but Teachers Pay Teachers does not. We went that route. There's no listing fees. There is not, especially amidst of COVID, there will always be a free option. The basic seller option will always be available to you. And right now we're waiving the premium option and allowing everybody to start out with the premium option. So that's your 80-20 split. So basically the only time that you'll see a fee from us is when you sell a class or you sell a product. There's a commission split on that. And that's the only fee inquiry, that exists there. Let me make sure.
But I have to say your commission split is amazing. It's only 80%. Like, you get 80% and FitSwop gets 20. Most platforms are a 40-60 split, meaning you get 40 and they get 60. So this is like unheard of, to be able to get 80% of your sales and you have no upfront costs.
Yeah, we take care of the tech support, the customer support, the tech piece. And so it really is something that, like you said, Janice, the reason I could have gone out and we could have created something similar to what exists out there, where you pay a lot of money to put something up, but that kind of went against our purpose of this and our reason for wanting to do it. And so we're going to do as much as we possibly can to always keep it to where we can, in fact, allow you to have most of the take home. That's the ultimate goal of this platform, for
So
sure.
I'm gonna put the link in here for if you have not registered for your free shop, I'm going to put the link so that you click on it. And it is a special link coming from musclemixes.com. And the reason you want to use this specific link to set up your free class, because this is where you're going to get that 20% off all of your virtual music off of FitSwop. So that's really, really important. So that way it flags us to know that you're part of Muscle Mixes, and you will get this 20% promo code that you will be using for all of your music purchases through FitSwop.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Tenley. Does anybody have any other questions? Actually, if you do, guys, because we have gone a little bit over, and I want to give Janice a break. She started this morning by teaching me yoga, and then she's still going. So yes, if you guys have any questions, I popped my email in there. She put in the link. I will be sending you guys each later this afternoon a follow-up with just those informations and those tips for Zoom. And then we'll keep the channels open. We'll keep going, and we'll keep doing, these types of webinars to help you around different topics. We'll try to do these relatively regularly.
Yeah, and if you have other questions, feel free to email me as well at inquiry@janicesaffel.com. I will shoot you an answer back, or I'll find the answer for you, and we'll just keep those lines of communications open. And if you want to see the whole process from purchasing a ticket as one of your clients to taking a class, feel free to join my class for tomorrow. Purchase a ticket, and I would love to have you in class tomorrow. It's Total Body Shredder. It's a lot of fun, and we're just going to have a great workout.
All right. Thank you guys all for being here, and we will talk soon.
Thank you,
Reach out.
guys.
Take
Bye.
care.